While Ozfox is a very well-known member of the legendary Christian metal band STRYPER, here are 10 somewhat obscure points of trivia about Oz that even the most die-hard STRYPER fan may not know. Rocking you up for Jesus Christ with classic-style hard rock music and practical Bible teaching. Okay, this is the third trivia challenge that I've done. Right now I'm working through the members of STRYPER. I talked about Michael Sweet in the first one, and then Robert Sweet in the second one. Now we're to Oz. And I'm using ChatGPT to generate this list. And I've learned a few things. ChatGPT is mostly accurate. Every once in a while it pulls stuff in, you're like, what is that? And I really noticed it on this list with Oz. So this list actually required a lot more work for me to put together, because I was like, okay, I know that's not right. I know that's not right. And so I really spent some time researching, and I think that these 10 points of trivia are trustworthy and accurate, but I'm going to rely on you as well as we go through this. So we'll walk through these and we'll add up how well we do out of these 10 points of trivia at the end, okay? Trivia point number 1. In the mid-90s, following STRYPER's breakup, Ozfox formed Sin Dizzy with STRYPER bassist Tim Gaines. Its members included young drummer John Bocanegra and lead guitarist Bobby McNeil. Bass player Tim Gaines describes their sound as a cross between Stone Temple Pilots and Nirvana. I didn't know all the details about the band members, but I did know that Oz started that band, Sin Dizzy. It's funny, Sin Dizzy's release has been out for quite some time, and I think they only have one. And I remember when it first came out, I listened to it, and I was so like, okay, this doesn't sound just like STRYPER, that I kind of wrote it off. But recently, as I created this, I went back and re-listened to some of their songs. It's good stuff, man. Trivia point number 2. Ozfox's real name is Richard Alfonso Martinez, but he adopted the stage name Oz Fox as a combination of Oz from The Wizard of Oz and Fox, inspired by his then manager's last name. I had heard the Wizard of Oz connection at some point. I never really fully understood that. Like maybe he was a huge fan of that or something. I don't know. But then also I did a little more research, and I found this story. Martinez's high school friend, that would be Oz's high school friend, called him Oz in honor of Ozzy Osbourne due to his ability to emulate the vocals of Osbourne while playing Black Sabbath covers in his pre-STRYPER days. Okay, we know that Black Sabbath was a big influence on their musical journey. We know that Ozzy was a massive name among metalheads in the 80s, so I can absolutely see that connection. That's where my mind would have gone had no one told me anything about where Oz came from. I hadn't heard that second story. I'd heard the first one. If you have any other information or stories about where Oz's stage name came from, man, let us know down in the comments. Trivia point number 3. Ozfox has cited legendary guitarists like Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen as major influences on his playing style. Well, as a guitar player, that's like a big duh. I mean, anyone who came up in the 80s is going to name Randy Rhoads or Eddie Van Halen, among others, who, influenced them as they came up. So I got to say, yes, I knew that one. All right, so far I'm 3 out of 3. Trivia point number 4. Ozfox loves to teach guitar. Via his site, SirOzAcademy.com, you can access countless guitar lessons from the Metal Master Shredder himself. Absolutely, I knew this. I had come across this. I've never really dug into his site, but I've watched enough to know that he really enjoys teaching. And if you're a guitar player, I encourage you to check out SirOzAcademy.com. I'll put the link right down here so you can see it. Trivia point number 5. I gotta confess, this one is unverified. I couldn't really track this down. If you know more about this, or you can say, okay, that one's bogus, that's not true, let us know. But ChatGPT declares that Oz Fox ventured into acting and appeared in a few films, including the Christian rock musical The Moment After and its sequel, The Moment After 2, The Awakening. That sounds interesting, man. It sounds plausible. I wasn't able to find anything on it and verify it, but if you can find something on that, let us know, man. I'd love to check that out. Trivia point number 6. Throughout his career, Ozfox has been open about his Christian faith and has shared his personal testimony, including struggles and triumphs, in interviews and documentaries. Absolutely, right? I think any of us who are Christian fans, we probably all, of course, know that. It's part of the reason we love them. Trivia point number 7. In 2022, Ozfox collaborated with Bloodgood, contributing backing vocals and guitars on what would be the band's final release. Yes, I absolutely knew that one. I remember that at that time it was being reported like Oz, of course, was part of STRYPER, but that he was also a member of Bloodgood now, which was very cool just to see them working together like that. Trivia point number 8. While Michael Sweet is the primary lyricist for STRYPER, Ozfox Fox has contributed lyrics to some of the band's songs, showcasing his involvement in the creative process. Didn't officially know that. I'm sure anyone who's read the liner notes on the album or the CD jackets or whatever has seen his credits on there. He's involved in the guitar parts and constructing those kind of things, so he's involved in the writing. As a person who's a songwriter myself, that doesn't surprise me at all that Oz was involved, but I can't officially say, oh yeah, I officially knew that. So I'll kind of lay that one as the side and say I didn't know that one. Trivia point number 9. Oz Fox faced health challenges in recent years, including a seizure on stage in 2018. This prompted discussions about his well-being and the band's future, emphasizing the human side behind the rock persona. I think anyone who is an engaged Stryper fan during this season of their career was aware that Oz had that seizure and that they had discovered this brain tumor that was well documented. He and his wife did a lot of updates and they requested prayer, and we were all praying for Oz to get better. I'm not 100% where he stands with that in terms of its potential to come back or to continue growing or any of that. Continue to pray for Oz. Right now he seems to be really healthy, and that's awesome. But yes, I knew that one. And trivia point number 10. Apart from his music, Oz Fox is known for his visual artistry, including designing some of Stryper's album covers. His creativity extends beyond the musical realm. That's so interesting to me. In the list of trivia points about Michael, he was mentioned as being artistic in terms of graphic design. Robert was also mentioned as having that ability, and now Oz as well. I think artists in general, whether their main expression of their artistic ability comes out in music or painting or whatever, a lot of artists tend to have other areas where they're gifted. It makes me think about old TV shows. Back in the 70s, there used to be a lot more variety shows, and you'd see actors come on and do guest appearances, and you'd learn, oh my goodness, they can sing. Oh my goodness, they can dance. Oh my goodness, they have this other talent that I never saw them do in their show right before. Artists in general kind of tend to be multifaceted, so that doesn't surprise me. But I cannot say that I knew for sure or had heard before that Oz was a graphic arts or artistic person in terms of the visual arts. So let's count it up. Okay, I got 7 out of those 10. I wasn't 100% certain that I knew he had contributed lyrics. I hadn't heard anything about his acting, and again, if you can find something more on that, let us know. And I didn't know that he was involved in visual arts. How'd you do, man? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe. I want to turn you on to my album, Reshredded, man. It's available everywhere. It's instrumental, shred, hard rock music, man. Richard Lynch and Dee Harrington of Saint make guest appearances on this album, as well as a lot of artists who just make some awesome contributions. If you enjoy instrumental rock, man, you gotta check it out. It's available everywhere. If you enjoyed this video, I know you're gonna like one of these over here as well. Check one of them out. Keep your eyes on Jesus, and I will catch you in the next video.